Yeah, you know I'm definitely living that good life when I'm having to record segments at this hour. So here I get to sit around and lament my failure to record a segment in the weekend just gone because of... I mean, it's not completely all my fault, but I probably should have put in a bit more effort to at least do something, so I wouldn't have to be recording at this late hour before having to go to an appointment the following morning. So here's the rest of the stuff from the old chateau. Not much to show off here, so that's about all that's really got to show for there. Sunday in particular was pretty bad for me. I came down with a bit of a stomach bug. We managed to offload 2 of the children onto their mother, but they ended up coming back that night after a bit of a thing happened. And so they were pretty rowdy. They were pretty rowdy throughout the entirety of, technically, yesterday, which was Monday, as I'm recording this. And I have not had an opportunity to record this segment until now. So I don't think I might be just a little bit tired towards the end of it, but I don't really think this will be a particularly long segment to begin with. So here's Cynthia. She's here to just make me regret decisions that I've made earlier on in the playthrough, because I have received another egg. And anyone keen on hazarding a guess as to what is inside this egg? Well, we're about to find out the hard way. Hey, guess what? It's a Togepi. So, this Togepi is completely useless. Actually, let me have a look at the movesets on these two. They might be different. Let me have a look at this thing. Okay, well, that one has extra sensory. What about the other one? 6th. Yeah, this is the one. It has the exact same moveset. So yeah, there is literally no difference between this Togepi and the one that I just picked up. Very, very good. Which one's better? The other one is just better because it has Serene Grace, and this one that I just picked up does not. Go back to the right box, please. Thank you. So, no, game. Play nice with me. Brain, you play nice as well. I wanna have some commentary. So, yeah, I think that's about brings us up to speed on what's been happening as of late. I've wanted to try to stick to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, at least for this week, but that didn't quite go down the way I would like. So this is going up. I'm recording this now, and then I'm going straight to bed, and then I'm probably going to edit and upload once I get back from my appointment in the morning. So it won't be until Tuesday. I mean, it'll probably be Monday if you're watching this in the States or something like that, but yeah. So I kind of want to dodge these trainers. There's a bunch of trainers on this cycling road here, and I want to dodge the majority of these because I think I've gone on a bit of a tangent about this already a couple of times, but we are going to be getting our last team member in this segment, and it's hiding around in the grasses down there. I'm just going to go and sort that out. Oh, shit. Whoops. I forgot to go and see the owner of the bike shop. That is super important to everybody's interests. I mean, it'll be relevant to your interests if you're using either a Curlier or a Snorunt. I'm not using either, so I shouldn't be expected to give a shit, but I am unfortunately forced to give a shit. Yeah, let's have a talk to this guy. That line of random dances will not move out of the way until you've talked to this dude. He goes on a tangent about giving you a bicycle, and I'm like, I've already got one of those. But he'll give you a Dawnstone instead. So, like I said, if you're using a male Curlier or a female Snorunt, then you can evolve those immediately. But for me, that's just gonna gather dust in my backpack. Lovely times. So, I have already shown my capability of ninja dodging those trainers once. Can I ninja dodge them again? I'd like to hold on to as much of this experience as I possibly can, so that when I get my new team member, I can just sort of, I guess, stick the experience share onto... Whoop, dodge you. yeah, just stick the experience share onto the new team member, and then probably just move on from there. Oh, okay, sweet. Good stuff. So let's see if there's any berries on these trees. Not these trees. There's another set of trees because this route connects to the route north of Auberg City, so I could head on down there as well. I don't think the roadblock's there anymore. I can maybe revive some fossils and show those off, but well, it looks like all we're getting are some orange berries, because there was a nice row of trees here when I first explored the route, but since I had to go around the countryside to get access to these trees, then the berries did unfortunately have the opportunity to just sort of wither away into nothingness, and so I've only gotten a handful of orange berries out of the deal. I think there's some stuff that I want to get from that honey tree. I think, like, let me have a look. Silken and Cascoon. Those will be relevant to my interests. That'll complete the wormpull line for this living dex. But in the meantime, who do I lead with? No, I don't want to lead with $3, do I? Nah, Tidal will do the trick. Dragon Breath's just one of those nice things that I don't expect to knock anything out, but should hopefully do the trick in whittling away at the target as well as paralyzing it. Speaking of the target, here we are. We're going to be using Stunky. I'm not too sure what abilities Stunky gets access to. Let me have a look and see if there are any changes to that. So it's... okay, it still has the same abilities, Stench and Aftermath, but they are occupying different slots in the... they're occupying different ability slots. It was Stench in slot 1 and Aftermath in slot 2, but now Aftermath's in slot 1 because the... I think I mentioned it previously in the playthrough that opposing trainer Pokemon usually go with the first ability slot. And so with the Aftermath in the first ability slot, it means that if I knock one of them out, then I do take a little bit of damage. I think Mars's or Jupiter, I think Jupiter's Skuntank did that. I'm not 100% sure. Let me have a look at Skuntank's abilities. It should theoretically have had Aftermath. I can't remember if I did show that off. I'm not going to give it a nickname quite yet. I've already got the nickname planned, but I just want to make sure it's got the ability I want. Let's see. Aftermath is correct. Brave? I mean, what's it running off of? It's got 85 speed, which is like kind of middle of the road, but I don't really want the ability to affect its speed. I think what I want is an ability that gives it a boost to its special attack, because this thing actually does get Flamethrower in its level up move pool. Well, when it becomes a Skuntank it does. So I think we're gonna grab this Slugma, I guess. And I'll probably just drop this Skuntank off in the PC and maybe off screen until I grab one that's suitable to my interests. Which is gonna suck, because it means I have to ninja dodge all these trainers over and over again. But them's are the breaks when we want to put together a relatively good team in a ROM hack like this. So let me just ninja dodge one more time just to be a complete and utter show off. And then I will cut back once I have a suitable specimen for my team. So, according to the Wild Pokemon list here, the Stunky's encounter rate is around about 20%. That certainly did not feel like 20% encounter rate to me. I mean, I found a crap ton of Slugma, but I kept running into a lot of the 10%ers, like particularly Gligar and Numel. They kept showing up like it was nobody's business. But, anyhow, I picked up 6 more. These 3 are all going to be released immediately because they all have Stench, which is not the ability that I want. So, goodbye, and you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Which then just leaves these 3. So we have Docile, Quirky, and Quiet. It's plus special attack, which is definitely what I want. but at the cost of speed, which is a bit shit. That being said, it does have the highest attack out of anything on the team, although it is not the most resilient. So looks like the stat spread is like, if I want the fastest one on this team, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a bit of special bulk. But well, you know what? I think we're gonna go with the docile one. The docile is not the fastest one, but it's certainly not the slowest out of the three. And in addition to that, it's got a reasonable amount of defenses, and I guess the special attack, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's not terrible. That moveset leaves a lot to be desired, though. Let me have a look at this thing's learn set. Where are you, Stunky? Okay, evolves at 32, so it's not too far away from that. What does it get? Apparently gets both Slash and Night Slash in one level, so that's an immediate improvement. And so I guess all that's left to do, I'll release these off screen. And, don't even know why I'm bothering to just put them down there like that. Let's see if there's anything in my collection of TMs that this thing can learn. Dragon Claw. I don't think I ever showed this off. There's a random area to the south of the, like... It's in Mount Coronet, like the area where that joins up the two sides of Route 211. There's an area south of that with just a bunch of rock climb walls. I feel like I might have mentioned this before, but those rock climb walls are just completely barred off by Team Galactic dudes. And I guess the only reason that they're there is because if you go up those rock climb walls, you will eventually make it towards the summit, and I guess the summit is just a place where you're not supposed to go until the plot of the game demands that you go up there. So I guess they're just going to hang around for until that becomes a thing. It might learn Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw is an interesting thing. But yeah, it was in that little southern area where I picked up Dragon Claw. Not too sure if I want to give this thing Shadow Claw though. Just because it's, like, Shadow Claw is not really all that different from Night Slash. Like, they hit pretty much the same stuff super effectively. Does this thing get Aerial Ace? It does not, which sucks. It might get Shockwave. There's a whole bunch of just random Pokemon that can get Shockwave. Stunky is unable to, unfortunately. So I guess there's not much I can really give to it unless it can get Bulk Up. It might be able to get Bulk Up. Nope, it can't. It's fine though. I don't plan on sending it out to battle anything as of yet, because I can just fit the thing with an experience share and bowl on ahead with that. So for the rest of this segment, I'm probably just going to be fighting off the trainers, not only on Cycling Road, but also underneath Cycling Road on the, like, underpass or whatever the hell you want to call that. Before I go anywhere though, best to heal. Poor old Tidal sacrificed himself in order to complete the team for me. And before I leave Eterna City, probably for good, let's go and give this thing a nickname. Alright. Yep. This is going to be a bit of a dumb name, but we're going to name this thing Pompodour, which is a cross between Pompodour and Odor, because it is a skunk. And if we have a look at Skuntank's whereabouts is it in the Pokedex, it's like... Hang on, can I search for the Pokedex, through the Pokedex? Name... Type, what? Poison, I guess. Okay, this only shows, stuff... Oh, I can just go there. So, yeah, the tail goes up over Skuntank's head, and it kind of looks like a Pompodour. If you've ever seen what a Pompodour looks like. It's not like the same kind of Pompodour that you'd see, like, Elvis sporting, but it is mentioned in Bulbapedia that it just kind of sort of looks like a Pompodour. And since Oda can just kind of fit in there and make a pun name, I decided to just go with the pun names, and I couldn't really think up of anything else. So, we've named the Stunky Pompodour. Our team is complete. We can put that up. And that looks a lot more beautiful now that it's all complete. Only modifications that have to be done there are in accordance to evolutions that take place. And there's a shit ton of evolutions to take place. Title's got to evolve twice. Rampart's got to evolve twice. And the other three all have to evolve once. Okay, so now that's out the way, let's get Rampart up front. I'm not too sure if my guesstimate here is going to be accurate, but Cyclists, I just seem to remember using electric types, like Magnemite in particular, so they might be sticking with this same shtick. I wish I had something to talk about, but the only thing that that really comes to mind is the, as of the time of this recording, very much recent reveal of new Sword and Shield information, which I'm not going to be talking about here because just in case anybody is wanting to go into those games avoiding spoilers, I could just say like mute the audio here and then mute back when the queue brings it up, but I don't really feel like discussing it at this stage. I might do it in the future and just sort of go through my thoughts on that, but part of that might also involve all the controversy surrounding it, and so I'm just kind of like, do I really want to be bothered going on a tangent about it? So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to murder this Pichu in cold blood and sadden the masses that are under the age of like 6. Or whatever. I don't know. Another Pichu. Hello. Okay. Maybe I should just send Pompodour in. Pompodour. Yeah, Pompodour. That's the one. I'll get used to it. Eventually. He is actually kind of smart by having Pichus though, because Pichu can get Nasty Plot whereas its evolutions can't, so he is intelligent in that regard, and I guess he's just not quite a good enough trainer to get their happiness up to evolve. Well, I mean, he got this one evolved. Does this one have Nasty Plot? It does not, but it does have double kick though, which is kind of interesting. I have to wonder now if Drill Run is one of those moves that does have physical contact. Because I know the Pikachu line has static, and I must have been lucky enough to have dodged that. So I guess I wasn't completely accurate on the notion that cyclists run nothing but electric types. Not that Rampart's going to complain too much, he still hits the opposition super effectively there. So there's at least one trainer I have to deal with down in the grasses down there. I'm not going to bother exploring the cave either, that's just... There's too much crap to bloody deal with in that cave. There's 2 separate areas that I've got to deal with, one of which involves another one of those stupid escorts like in Eterna Forest. And I could not really be arsed dealing with that at the moment. Just to give you an idea of how slow Rampart is, the Mareep line is not particularly fast in and of itself, but it is still outspeeding my big fat Rhino. Speaking of which, apparently Rhino, the wrestler, has gone back to frickin' Impact Wrestling. Which, can't exactly blame him for, given the state of the product that is WWE nowadays. I could go on another tangent about that, but I don't even know where I'd begin with the crap that they've been producing lately. It's... And I probably sound like a broken record if I said that something along the lines of... That's totally what all the smarks do. Yeah, I don't know. Hello. I guess one thing that I noticed about Sword and Shield, and this is like... I don't really consider this to be spoilers, so I feel like I can talk about this a little bit freely, is in relation to it, people are like pissed off about the animations. And people like to point at Wingull just sort of sitting there being stationary and just sort of floating around in the air as being lazy design, and as opposed to just like having them flap their wings around like actual birds. I'm pretty sure it's been firmly established that a wing gull actually flies around the place by keeping its wings static. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a Pokedex thing, but I don't, like, I don't think I've ever actually seen a wing gull flapping its wings around in any sort of media other than maybe Pixelmon. So, yeah, 22 for Slash, and then also for Night Slash. Yeah, might as well get rid of Bite, I guess. Bite's nice to have the bloody flinch chance, but whatever. Night Slash is probably going to be the go-to dark move on this thing for basically the rest of the game, so can't really say no to it. Now how to deal with this Dodo? I guess I could Rock Tomb it? Yeah, I guess I could Rock Tomb it. I'm not confident in Ice Shard's abilities to knock this thing on its ass. Rock Tomb on the other hand, you get the big 2 thumbs up. Okay, let's see, do I want to heal you? Could go back and heal. Nah, it's fine. I'll just give you a super potion. Patch you up, you'll be fine. I kind of don't want to lead with Tidal here, just in case I run into one of these guys and they lead with an Electric type. So then I just have to switch out immediately, and it's just like, gives the opposition a free turn and all that sort of crap, and I don't want to be dealing with it. Farfetch'd, on the other hand, let me actually check something here. Usually in Drayano's ROM hacks, Farfetch'd is modified to be a part fighting. Yeah, and that remains the case for this. So I'm not too sure if it actually will take super effective damage from this. I never remember if fighting resists rock or not. Apparently it does. Okay. Drop in speed. I mean, Farfetch'd is a pretty shitty Pokemon in general, but pretty sure it's got a nice boost in speed here. Let me actually check the changes in its stats. Oh boy! If you wanted to use a Farfetch'd, this would be the game to use it in. Boost from 60 to 110 speed, and then also a boost from 90 to 110 attack. So pretty solid for a physical sweeper, with the ability to learn some fighting moves as well. So that's a nice little addition onto the team if you're keen on giving that a shot. Let's try Spearmint up in the lead. Oh boy. Alright, what do you got? You have a Luxio. I guess we just spam Icy Wind until the thing dies? Yeah, oh, that's an annoying thing with charge, is it increases the opposite. It increases the user's special defense. So like, it already intimidated me and then it got the special defense boost, so everything I do is just not doing a whole lot. Let's kill this thing with Bullet Seed. Sweet. Rip. Oh boy, Jolteon. You've probably got weaker defense, don't you? Let's just ignore the fact that Jolteon is lightning fast and use a Prio move to get this thing first. I wish Ice Shard had like an additional like potential freezing effect. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Outspeed a Jolteon and then just immediately freeze it. I don't expect to be able to survive another double kick, and I don't expect to be able to knock it out. So, $3? Nah, ramp up. Pardon me. Random hiccup. Drill run to the face. And I believe that leaves one person left. And what do you got? Did she say something about if I beat her, I can count on something rotten coming my way? I think that's right about what she said. I don't know what could possibly possess her to do something so cruel. Oh boy, roll out. Yeah, no, we're not having any of that. Magnemite. So wish I had a fire move. It's fine though, I've got a ground move. We're golden. And it doesn't have Sturdy. Did they change Sturdy to be like its form in Gen 5 and onward? Because like Sturdy's been around since abilities have been a thing, but it only started acting like a focus sash from, I think, Gen 5 onwards. Before that, it was pretty much completely useless in that it only worked against preventing one-hit KO moves. So, okay, let's say we head on down here, take advantage of the fact that we are so close to Orberg City, and we'll go ahead and heal before taking on the last of the trainers that are down in Route 206, down the underneath. There's another... I don't think I've ever actually brought up the sprites too much in this... Wait. Oh, I must have... Oh, yeah, I forgot the bicycle is not actually set to the Y button. But, yeah, all of the sprites I've seen in this hack have come from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And so, as a result, there is one Pokemon down here that, over the course of Gen 4, has had a bit of trouble determining what color it wants to be. Hello, Gyroball. Oh yeah, this is the tree I was talking about earlier with the Silcoon and Cascoon. Yeah, there's Gligar. Its original Platinum sprite, it was like blue, or like an indigo color, for some stupid reason. But here it's using its Heart Gold Soul Silver sprite, and therefore is nice and pink as it is usually meant to be. But yeah, that's where the Silcoon and Cascoon are. I'm not actually sure what's in the other honey tree. Let me actually go and have a look at that as I go and find that hiker dude that I've been trying to bloody find. Hello, Stunky. Didn't take long for you to show up on screen, did it? First time when I was actually looking to find the damn thing, and then like second encounter when I'm trying to bowl through this place quickly. Thunderstone, that's useful, I guess. Okay, so what is in Route 207? I believe that is a grand total of nothing I don't already have. Apom, 30%, Slycloth 20, Metapod Kakuna 20 each, and Munchlax at a 10% encounter rate. Also, here is the Poké Radar Pokemon that you can find in the grasses here, and he just happens to have it in his possession despite being a hiker, which I think was a trainer class that that would normally possess stuff like rock types, fighting types, not necessarily fire types. I mean, it's got Colin in its name, I guess it's close enough. There is something decidedly closer though, but again, not something I am going to talk about. Hello, Mankey. I'm just going to go ahead and catch you. Cool. So that one I don't have to show off next time. I suppose I could try to catch anything here that I haven't already got. Which is why I slightly regret my decision not to catch that Gligar from earlier. Hello, Numble. Numble might have found its place on the team had I not been trying to save it for when I have access to its Mega. And immediately run away from another Gligar. Very good one, Brain. It's like, no, you've already got a Gligar, don't you? Pretty sure you've already got a Gligar. It's not going to show up again, is it? Okay, so that fellow brings up the fact that there are 2 cave entrances on this route, one of which is, of course, hiding directly underneath the road where you can't see it. And if you know your Sinnoh shtick well enough, then there's one entrance to the cave, and the other entrance is like in here somewhere. Hang on. Yeah, there it is. Do I need flash for this section? No, it doesn't look like I do. I'll probably explore Wayward Cave next time, but if you know your Sinnoh geology or whatever the hell, that section of the Wayward Cave where you go down the stairs is the only place in the game where you can find Gible, which evolves into the pseudo-legend of the generation Garchomp. And that's a pretty good addition to have on your team, especially given how early in the game you can obtain it. Like, you get it as soon as you have 2 badges. It actually evolves a fair bit earlier than most of the other pseudo-legends. It becomes its final form at 48. it's a pretty good acquisition for your team if you want to go with that route. So let me see if I can't find the last 2 Pokemon here. 3 rather. I forgot Spoink was a thing. Spoink is like, either Spoink itself or its evolution Grumpig are known for being one of the most forgettable Pokemon in existence, which is why they ironically become one of the most memorable ones, and yet I just completely and utterly forgot that Spoink existed. I don't know what you call that, double ironic? Beats me. So yeah, there's Magby. Magby has a catch rate of 45, that's why it's playing up about as much as the 4 children that are living in this house. They didn't get to sleep until like 11 o'clock. And this thing, jeez. Okay, excuse me for 1 second. Let me go into $3 here. Oh wait, shit, Rampart's locked in at 5 spin. Okay. For something that has a catch rate of 45, this has definitely been playing up more than anything else. And did I just miss... Oh shit, it's got Vital Spirit, that's why I kept skipping through the text like that. Okay, that's annoying. I might end up failing to catch this thing. Don't be an arsehole. Thank you. What's the likelihood of a Magby holding a Magmarizer in this game? I'm actually not too sure. I'm gonna see if I can find a Gligar before the segment's out. Oh good. Wasn't allowed to escape from that particular Magby, and it knocked me out as a result. This segment is ever so slowly becoming more and more of a train wreck. But I have resolved not to end it until I get my hands on a Gligar. Or at least fail in an honest attempt to get a Gligar. It's less stuff I have to show off at the start of the next segment. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry the fuck up. Thank you. Bug Bite. I don't think it's going to have too much of an issue tanking my physical hits. Alright, there's Gligar. That, I believe, is everything in this route except for the Torkoal, which I'll just show it off at some point next time. Who cares? Or I might just splice in me catching it at the end of the segment. I don't care. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the segment here. I'm going to go and heal. I'm probably going to start the next segment with me catching the Torkoal. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Because that way I can go straight from there to Wayward Cave and do all that sort of fun stuff. So that's what you can expect next time. I will see you for that.